Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
With your resident superhero, Jay McMain.
And with your boy, Trav.
All right, guys. So, Wrestlemania. It was a great event. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed night one. I enjoyed night two. So we're going to talk about WrestleMania all together, night one, night two, and then we're going to shoot on. Not shoot on, but we're going to talk about Hogan. Hogan also being booed. But before we go into night two, we're going to talk about this whole thing with Hogan being booed at night one event, and just kind of talk about that real quick. And I'm gonna show a little video. We're going to talk about a little interesting topic concerning Hogan, and then we're going to go over into night two. So let's talk about night one. I don't want to cover all the matches. If you guys want to cover all the matches, that's fine. But I have certain matches posted up to talk about. So we're not even going to do news and rumors, but let's just talk about some of the matches here. If you guys want to talk about some of the matches or that I didn't find that interesting, you guys can talk about it. But let's just start with this match real quick. Let's start with Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. I thought that was an excellent match.
I know Mr. Cobb in that Cesaro section was extremely happy.
I was extremely disappointed.
Really?
In the match?
Really?
Oh
really?
My
yes.
God! Come on, man. Travis, come on, man.
So we just went with the finish.
I was just. It didn't stand out like it should have. To me, it didn't stand out like it should have. Like, honestly, Cesaro and Seth is like a dream match for me. I've been waiting on that day, and for them, and for the performance they put on, it didn't touch me at all. The only thing that was touching about that match is when he did that UFO. That was like the dopest thing I ever seen. But everything else was, borderline ordinary or worse. It wasn't that match didn't hit it for me like I thought it would. That's the match I thought it was gonna steal the show, and it did steal the show.
All right. I'm gonna point out some things that happened in the match that I thought was really dope. Like the first time when I think Cesaro tried to catch Seth Rollins with the big swing, and Seth Rollins reversed it, and Cesaro reversed it again and caught him with the neutralizer.
Yeah,
out. That was a dope reversal. Then when Seth Rollins got back up, when Seth Rollins got back up, Cesaro I think tried to catch him with the swing again. Seth Rollins reversed it, caught him with the pedigree. That was a dope spot. When Seth Rollins caught him with the corkscrew frog splash, that was dope. What else? When Cesaro reversed him again, caught him with another reversal, caught him with the big swing. That was another dope spot. Then you had the UFO. That was a dope spot. It had a good flow. The way he was catching him with the European uppercuts was good. I mean, I thought overall, like the match, like as far as saying like, oh, 5-star match, or like this was like a classic match. I don't think it's going to go down as a classic, but I definitely think it's going to go down as a great match. I think it's going to age very well in the WrestleMania books.
But my thing is, with that match, don't you think that match was classical? Don't you think, well, not the match, but don't you think those guys' names just, when you saw that match booked, you already put classical behind it, and for it to underachieve the way it did, and you just said it yourself, you don't think it's going to be classical. So to me, that's an underachievement. When you see Cesaro and Seth Rollins' name versing each other, you automatically think about classic. It's going down in the history books, but it didn't do that. So in all honesty, you partially agree with me that it underachieved.
No, I don't agree with you, Travis. I do not agree with that. Because this is the thing, man. In order to have a classic match, really pulls at all the emotions of a person. Like, in my opinion, like it pulls out the emotion. Like if you look at Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, to me that's a classic match. Why? Because the emotions that were involved in it. It wasn't that Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan had all these great spots in the match. It was just a great story that was told upon him winning that championship belt that led up to that moment. So when it came, full head and full, when it came all together at that night, and it was a good match. And the person who should have won really won. And how he won, in convincing fashion. He didn't have to catch him with two troubles in paradise. He didn't have to catch him with, multiple finishes, and he won with that one finisher. And the fact that Kofi was able to survive that one running knee and was able to survive that crossface, and he was able to get out of it the multiple times that Daniel tried to put him into it, and the fact that he was able to survive the running knee when he actually lost to the running knee the first time at Elimination Chamber. Like that story in itself, that mixture is what made that match to me a classic match, especially with all the elements involved. So with Seth Rollins and Cesaro, it didn't have all those elements. It just had the elements of two great wrestlers coming together, finally facing each other on a big stage, and they gave us a great match. Now, the reason why I said it's going to age well is because when we look back at it, and we look at it compared to all the matches that was done at WrestleMania, it's going to be put up there as one of the best matches. And aging well, meaning that it could possibly be potentially a classic match in time. You know what I'm saying? But as far as now, if I was to rate that match, I'd definitely give that match like a 4 to 4.5 stars. Like to me, it was a dope match. There's nothing bad about it.
You give it a 4 to 4.5 star out of 10 or 5?
Go on. Out of 5, I give it 4. I give it 4 to 4 that. I give it 4 to 4 that. Out of 10, I give it a 9, a 9.5.
Boy, boy, I don't know if we watching the same one.
Go on.
I want to hear what you got to say, son. Jay.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna fully watch the match tonight. I watched bits and pieces of it because I was watching while I was driving. Because I had a very, very busy weekend, so I was trying to kind of get through it. So I didn't watch it I didn't really thoroughly watch it to enjoy it. But I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight, and tomorrow I promise I'll give y'all my full opinion on what I thought of it.
All right, cool.
Well, me personally, hold on, let me give you my ratings.
All right.
For that match, out of 5, I give it a 3.5. I mean, let's be real. They names held a 2.5 by itself. But the only reason I don't give it a 4.5 or 5.5 is I felt like that match should have gave us a lot more. I mean, that should have been one of the matches where your mouth was dropping the entire match, in my opinion. Maybe a little harsh, but that's just how I see it, because when I think about the years that Cesaro has put in and the pay-per-views that Seth Rollins has made, great, I would think with his greatness at WrestleMania, with Cesaro greatness just as a performer, it would have been off the charts. So for me, that's why I give it a 3.5. I have to do out of 10, it'd be more like a 6.5. And it just, like I said, given the fact that their names alone hold such a high quality rating, but then for me, I was looking for a lot more. I guess that's why my ratings are so low. But for the ordinary, for some people like you feel like, okay, that was a great match. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not knocking it, but I just felt different.
Oh man. This is the other thing I want to mention. So WrestleMania definitely was experiencing some weather conditions. They were dealing with some rain. So I think they were on time constraint because the match was pretty short. It wasn't long. I think it was 10 minutes at best. Maybe.
Maybe 10 or 11, but I don't think the weather had anything to do with it, because I think the weather was, the weather is weather, but they don't have a time frame when you got 2 nights going on. You had 2 nights going on. You had
but at the same time, you were streaming on a new network. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think about that aspect, because I think it still ended around 11 o'clock.
Yeah, something like that.
So
and then the venue itself, like the venue, like they only pay to rent out the venue for a certain amount of time. Like they
Well, they
can't
had
be
it.
there all night.
Well, they had it for a total of 7 hours. So
Yeah,
maybe you cut 30 minutes, but that's still 6.5 hours to give us a great pay-per-view. Now, I did love that we got a longer pay-per-view. I love that. I like the
yeah,
2-night event. Honestly, that was better than just the 1-night event, trying to squeeze everything into 4 hours. So I like that.
yeah. I enjoyed that too. I enjoyed that as well. Um, so let's talk about let's go into uh, uh, New Day and AJ Styles and Osmos.
almost
Almost. We almost there.
Almost.
Almost.
OMOS.
So Obos, that's his name.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, all right. Well, he Osmos today because I spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, almost.
Actually, it's Omar. Yeah,
Omas. Oh, it's OMOS.
yeah.
All right.
That was a decent match.
I like the concept of it. Oh, God, my fault.
No, I mean, I don't have too much to say about that match, but my only thing was that I called the match from the beginning. I knew AJ Styles was gonna start it, and they were gonna let him finish it with his little 2.5 moves. it was a decent match. I'm not gonna knock it too much, but I feel like that wasn't the right debut for him. You know what I mean? I know they was trying to get AJ the tag team titles, which would be his first win, but it was a cool match. I'm not gonna knock it too much, but I just don't feel like that was the right start for Almost. AJ, it was a good match, but now you got to put somebody like Braun Strowman and somebody that can hurt him to make it even convincing now.
I mean, go ahead, Jay. You say?
Not necessarily. I kind of predicted. I knew they was gonna once they came out and challenged New Day for the titles, and they knew they took it from her business. I already knew that they were gonna lose that Mania. I like the concept of the match, which was funny. They actually kept AJ in the ring away from Omos until Kofi got kicked out the ring and Xavier was on the top ropes and AJ's looking at him. He's looking back. There were a lot of theatrics that had it cool.
You should have jumped.
Right, exactly. but what's gonna happen? The only way they're gonna lose the belts is this: if AJ's gonna Omos gonna have to turn on him. That'll be how they lose the belts. Similar like Diesel and Shawn Michaels, Sid and Shawn Michaels. So that'll be how they eventually lose the belts. But it's gonna be.
No, I'm sorry. No, my bad, Jay. My bad, Jay. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
No, my bad. No, because what I was going to say was I just want to interject this real quick because they don't have to beat Omos. They can just beat AJ. They just take Omos out the picture and just pin AJ. Like AJ, as long as AJ gets pinned, like they can lose.
Yeah, my only thing with that is though they make these guys like almost look almost unstoppable in the beginning. Like WWE, they always make these new characters almost unstoppable in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they get somebody small or they get somebody that you don't think they could hurt them. They turn around and they hurt them. So I don't know. I like the idea of almost turning on him, but then I also, I guess they're gonna have to come up with a unique way because that's a big guy, and ain't no tag team that I know about right now is going to be able to take him out. Like I said, partner Braun Strowman up with somebody and let them take him out. That'll be one. I think, that'll be one. Or somebody big. Like, honestly, I'm not a fan of it right now, but honestly, down the line, maybe Kato and what's your boy? Your new Nigerian guy.
Or Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews, somebody big, that can stick with Almost, make him do some work. Because he didn't do no work to me, honestly. AJ just softened him up a little bit, got beat up mostly.
Yeah,
and that was it.
I think I see it like this. Like, like, I mean, we've seen matches where big guys like Braun Strowman got manhandled by 6'3" Brock Lesnar, got beat by 6'3" Roman Reigns. Like, I mean, we've seen guys like the Giant, like we've seen guys like Big Show lose to like Daniel Bryan, crazy stuff. Like, so I mean, this is not far fetched. I mean, and you even said it. You even said it. It's a big guy and he fights this small guy and the guy beats him. We don't think he's going to win. So I mean, it's not a hard angle to put together. And I get like, okay, his first his debut was like real impressive. Same thing with Umaga. Umaga seemed unstoppable until he fought what's the guy's name? Santino Marella. So, I mean, it's just but I think the whole point of the story is it's just that you find the right person with enough heart to beat that person. It doesn't matter on size. It's like, it's not like, oh, we're looking at, oh, this is this big guy who's going to be able to be unstoppable. It's just like, yeah, it's just everybody has a person that will defeat him. It's the same thing in boxing. It's the same thing in any other sport. Like there's always this, unassuming person who comes out of nowhere and beats this person in a fair fight. And even in MMA, it's the same thing that happens all the time. So again, I mean, it's not far-fetched from wrestling. It's like we can't say like, like I'll just give a perfect example. On Israel Adesanya, right? He's an MMA fighter. This guy was undefeated. He moves up in the heavyweights. He fights this guy who's a little bit bigger than he is. He's a heavyweight. He loses. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that he tried on the middleweights and all these other guys didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So you got a guy like John Jones who fight guys who are like in mass and body size who are like bigger than him sometimes, and he wins. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's like we see it in MMA. We see it in like what's that guy? Mayweather. Mayweather has beaten guys who were bigger than him as far as body mass. Like what's the guy name? Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Shane Mosley. He's beaten bigger guys. You know what I'm saying? Like guys who have bigger mass. What's the guy name? From UFC, Conor McGregor. So we've seen that stuff before. We've seen it happen. Mike Tyson was fighting guys that were taller and bigger than him. So again, like in wrestling, they try to convey the same type of story sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a hard thing to tell in the story, but I think it'll work out as far as how they tell the story.
So I know we said we weren't doing news and rumors, but I have some breaking news right here.
Breaking news?
Breaking news.
Okay. All right. Wait, hold on. Wait. Breaking news.
It better be.
All right, guys. Fresh off the press.
Okay.
Last night at night 2 of WrestleMania was Joe last night as a commentator. He cleared for in-ring competition.
All right. Excellent. I like that.
So
that's good. I just want to see how they're going to utilize it.
So now the Raw commentary team is going to consist of Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, and Adnan Virk. I don't know who the hell it is, but yeah. So that will be the Raw's commentary team moving forward.
So we were talking in the group chat yesterday, and I don't know if it was Sean or Ant, but they mentioned that they were hoping that Samoa Joe came out last night and interrupted in that match, in that main event, in the triple threat, and joined the table. I want Samoa Joe. It's a dream to have Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, the Usos, all together as a group. That to me, that's a dream.
See, now you thinking, because now you talking putting somebody behind Roman Reigns, which I've been preaching for like the last 3.5, 4 weeks. But also add Tamina or Nia Jax in that group as well. Or if you can't get those two, just take Naomi. Just take Naomi.
I don't know
Because
about
honestly, listen, they put her with Lana, which is okay, but I mean they match only lasted about in that gauntlet match, they only lasted about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean they've been doing Naomi wrong for way too long. It's time to give her a chance. It's time to push her a little bit more.
Yeah. No Tamina.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen her performance at WrestleMania last night. No. No. Tamina's not ready. Tamina.
No.
I've watched, and this is kind of the thing this is kind of thing I was looking at with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, and I was saying like, I'm saying I'm looking at these guys' performances and saying to myself, like these guys have these opportunities. It's like Tamina you had a WrestleMania match. You got the opportunity to shine. You're standing in the ring with Nia Jax, and you're supposed to give some more fire, some more fight. And it's like you give this dull performance. Like the best thing she did in that whole match was catch that super kick off of that catapult with Natalya. Like, but there was no fire coming out of her to make me look at Tamina and say, "Oh, okay, Tamina." Like, So, it's crazy. Real quick, I'm hit the comment section. Ethan Wick says nice. Anthony Cobb says that was me. It was Ant that made that suggestion about Samoa Joe. Ethan Wick says he should beat Brock. Osmos should beat Brock. I was hoping he came back last night and attacked Edge and Daniel Bryan. Ethan Wick says that honestly would make me very interested. Anthony Cobb says, don't give Sean credit for that. Anthony Cobb's laughing out loud.
But let me say this, though. You just said that she came out with this dull performance last night. You don't feel like she ready. Let's be real, though. Without Jey Uso joining Roman, he wouldn't be main event Jey Uso. So I think Tamina going over there could possibly give her that fire that you did not see. I mean, a character change always brings fire. So you got to think about that. If they change a character, look at Apollo Crews as a prime example. They changed his character, and he got all the fire that he should have had beforehand. So yeah. I wouldn't say she's out. I would just say if you're going to do it, you just need to completely change the character, change the music, change her dressing style, change everything about her, and then bring her out. You can even change her name if you want to. That's up to you. But I'm just saying, putting her under Roman, it would boost her up like it did Jay, because honestly, we all saw Jay when they first came out with their little evil gimmick, or they heel. I can't say heel, sorry. But when they first came out, right, when they first came out as the evil Usos, they had that fire to them. So they kept that, but then they went to the good side. So I mean, it's possible you can turn Tamina over. It's not
possible. It's possible, and I give anybody the benefit of the doubt because I believe we're all human, and we all just need the right chance, the right positioning. I get it, but I look at certain talent, and I know I always have a gut feeling on what talent will probably. Usually what talent has the potential to be a star and what talent is going to be mid-card for most of their career. And then there's talent who has the potential to be a star, but it's based on Vince pushing a button. When I look at Tamina has the potential to be part of a good faction, but as far as be the star that Nia Jax is, nah. Like, I would definitely put Nia with the group more than I would.
Whoever said making her a star? We just putting her with the team.
Right.
She just that woman like in Retribution.
This is how I feel would work. I would feel like Tamina would work if Tamina and Nia Jax was a tag team.
They did that before.
They did, right?
And they didn't last long. They're not gonna do that now.
But they could do it again. That's the only way I feel like it would work. Because we're talking about a whole faction. We're talking about Roman, we're talking about Jay, we're talking about Jimmy, we're talking about Nia and Tamina and Samoa Joe. We're talking about all six of those people together. So,
but honestly, the reason why I wouldn't do two women with Roman is because the women got enough tag teams right now. What they don't have is enough single competitors right now on the women's side. So I wouldn't do a tag team in that fraction. I would just do a single person, like either Tamina, Naomi, or even Nia, somebody like that. But I wouldn't do no tag team. I wouldn't put no two women in a fraction because right now you don't have enough single competitors on the women's side. And she taking that WWE title, women's title from somewhere, then that'll be good.
Ethan Wick says she probably accepted they have nothing for her. Ethan Wick says this is why booking someone properly matters. No, it does. Absolutely does.
This is one reason why, if you guys watch the Broken Skull podcast, I guess we'll touch base on that later on. Jericho said it. He said the reason, the straw that made him leave WWE was him, and as Sahin stated numerous times throughout the show. It was the main event for that WrestleMania was supposed to be Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens for the title. Then that was switched from that to Goldberg Brock. He was okay with that, but they went from main eventing that Mania to being the second match on the card. Jericho had an issue with that. Then he said if he's in WWE, he's going to constantly be having that list, and that was kind of old to him. So he said those factors. He's like, "Yo, I'm not a second match kind of guy. Like, I can still be the guy." That's when he went to New Japan, did that, and then that's when AEW started. So, and he talked about that during the podcast. So if you guys I still have to finish watching it, but he definitely did touch base on that, and I felt it was relevant for what we're talking about. Yeah. But Sai, this next thing is your favorite. Make you happy.
Okay.
So last night, after WrestleMania, the Bella Twins got physicals for a WWE comeback.
Oh God, no! Oh God, no!
Hey, you didn't see the reports that said that they were going to make a comeback. I mean, they've been talking about it for a while now because they said they want to do one last run in the WWE, which I don't think is a bad thing right now. Inside, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. It's because the women's division is hurting right now. It's hurting. You look at honestly, let's be honest.
It's hurting, and it's going to be in worse shape once they return. They're horrible, man.
I wouldn't say the women's division is hurting. I think they have some extremely dope women in that division. So I wouldn't say they're hurting. No.
I'm talking about tag team. I'm not talking about like the women's division in general. I'm talking about tag teams. If they coming back as a tag team, the WWE can use some help because it's a couple groups that needs to be broke up. Prime example, Naomi and Lana needs to be broke up, being honest.
But
I'm just saying.
But I think with them, they kind of, because typically women aren't really tag teams. Like the tag teams that they had was like the Iconics, who were okay, but they suck. But yeah.
No, go ahead, Jay. Because I got to say. Well, I don't interrupt you, Jay, but let me just say that interject on what you're going to say because you mentioned the Iconics, and the difference between the Iconics and the Bella Twins is that the Iconics actually had a good gimmick as heels. They had a great gimmick, and even though they weren't the best in the ring, they had a great gimmick. At least they can ride off of that gimmick to keep you entertained as heels, and I enjoyed that so much about them. I thought they were adorable. I thought they were great together. And then it's like you got the Bella Twins, who were like horrible on the mic, horrible in the ring. The only thing they got going for them is the fact that they just look good, I guess, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what do the Bella Twins have? Please, somebody tell me. Besides
can I say
Bryan in a previous relationship with John Cena? Somebody tell me.
Can I say this? I agree with you on looking bad, but which one turned heel? Was it Nikki or the other one? I can't think of her name right now. Okay, Nikki turned heel. When Nikki turned heel, I enjoyed her heel. I'm sorry, you guys. The heel is not allowed in WWE, so don't use it at home.
I'm sorry. They turned bad guys.
But when she turned bad, her run was a lot better than when she was good with her sister. So I kind of get what you're saying, but it's not, like I said, it's not going to hurt because you got 3 or 4 bad women put together right now, and it don't look good. So I mean, what is it gonna hurt to bring them two back for maybe a SummerSlam run and be done?
I mean, if they come back for work, it's like, whatever. Ethan Wick says everybody's push is about to end. Exactly. The Bella Twins are back. Ethan Wick, I'll prefer the Iconics over the Bella Twins any day. I don't even know why they broke up the Iconics.
If I can get the Iconics without their voice, I would take it. Because that voice, oh my God, that irritates the crap out of me. Yeah. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, Peyton Royce doesn't sound too bad, but Billy Kay's voice.
Man, they both sound bad. When they were doing all them other voices, that sounded horrible. But anyway.
But you think about it,
to the next one.
The only natural tag teams in the women's division are the Riot Squad, the Icons before they got broken up. And that's about it, honestly. Every other team has been two women
put together.
Right.
But that's why I said. That's why I said, what would it hurt to bring the Bellas back just for maybe, like I said, maybe just for the SummerSlam run? After SummerSlam, they can retire because, from my understanding, the one that got one baby, she wants another baby, so she's not gonna be able to go that long.
Well, Nikki wants another one. Brie definitely wants her daughter to watch her perform.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Come back and win the titles. Is that what's
No, they don't have to do that. They don't have to do that.
I'm sure they're gonna give them the belts if they come back.
But okay, on to the next one.
They want to be Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
On to the next one. What's next? What's next?
Right. So prepare for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to be buried, who is right now holding down the women's tag team division, who I absolutely like as a tag team, truth be told.
Because Shayna.
Another story, another day.
Another story, another day. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's move on. Unless Jay, you got some more news. That's what made Vicky Guerrero so great. It was her voice. Exactly. That's what made Vicky Guerrero so great. It was her annoying, nagging voice that came out, and that's what I liked about Iconics.
Her mic skills was 3 times better than the Iconics. Her mic skills was on point.
I mean, Iconics.
No. I'm not saying the Iconics wasn't bad on the mic. I'm not saying they were bad on the mic. I'm just saying Vicky Guerrero was 3 times better than what they put out. She just killed the mic. That's all she did. She didn't do nothing else but kill the mic. It ain't like she had a choice because she couldn't wrestle.
Well, she couldn't. But I mean, Iconics still needed a chance to still improve their mic work.
I agree with you. I agree they should still be a tag team, but I'm just saying honestly, Vicky Guerrero was great on the mic. She was that woman on the mic. Not the best, but I'm just saying she was up there.
Ethan Wick says nope.
I mean, hey, the beautiful thing about this, Ethan, is we all got opinions, bro. So for me though, I'm just being honest. Her voice did make her, but I'm just saying like. Her mic skills was better than the Iconics. They could have, if they would have stayed together longer, got some coaching, they could have been better. But of course, WWE by the neck every time you start to like a tag team. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Jay, you got any more breaking news?
No, that's it.
No, I was hoping you had something about Finn. I was hoping.
I can check my source real quick.
Yeah, I definitely need to know what's going on with Finn. All right, so we got to move on to the next match.
Okay, let's see what this is.
So next match we're going to talk about is Bad Bunny, Damian Priest versus The Miz and Morrison. Travis, you just rolled your eyes. We didn't even get to the topic yet. You just rolled your eyes already. Come on, Travis. I want to know what happened. Come on, talk to me. What happened?
That was night one. It wasn't nothing bad about the match, but that was night one. Understand, Bad Bunny, he brings in money. He's a great mic performer, whatever he rap about, because we don't understand unless you speak his language. But let's be real. Night one, he stole the show. Night one, he had the best finishing move, and he's not a wrestler. That destroys my mind because you had Cesaro and you had Cesaro and Seth that didn't do nothing spectacular but the UFO. You had Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Neither one of them did anything impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, pause your brain.
Okay. Hold on a second. Whoa. Hold on a second. Okay, so all right. So let's break down this match real quick. Bad Bunny and Miz Morrison. This is the thing about that match. The match was done intelligently because most of the moves he did were lucha libre moves. So when he did the Panama Sunrise, the majority of the momentum of that move was really based on the person who you actually were lifting up for the finisher. So when Morrison being a bigger guy and being under Bad Bunny's legs, under Bad Bunny's legs, right, or between his legs, right, John Morrison's leg power and a little bit of Bad Bunny's leg power and John Morrison's lifting and leg power is what actually performs that Panama Sunrise. So it was actually John Morrison who's doing most of the pushing.
I get that.
Hold on a second. The Miz, even when Bad Bunny caught him with the spinning Hurricanrana, right? Everything. The Miz carried that move. So the match was done very intelligently because most of the momentum and most of the moves really dealt with the opponent shifting all of the momentum. So it was Miz and Morrison who actually were the ones. See, the thing about it, we look at Bad Bunny's as the person because he was the person on the giving end, and Morrison and Miz was on the receiving end. And Bad Bunny was the one who was looking good because he was the one performing the move. But it was actually the guys such as Miz and Morrison who were actually doing more of the performing in the move than Bad Bunny. So nonetheless, I still give Bad Bunny his credit for actually performing the moves, with good timing, precision, and not botching. Like he did not botch. It was amazing to me. Like he only botched one time, and that's when he was thrown to the ropes. But that was just the ropes. But for the most part, he really most of the moves that were performed were very good, but it was based on the intelligence of Miz and Morrison, and I guess just the inspiration of the match.
I get that, and I respect that. I respect that, and I applaud Miz and Morrison for selling it so darn good. But what I'm saying is, out of all the matches we had night one, Bad Bunny basically. And the Miz and Morrison, because I'm not going to take nothing away from them. Mm-hmm. They had the best match. Let's be honest.
No, Travis. Travis. I will not accept that. I will not tell you. I will not say Travis.
Who had a better match? Other than I will give you this. And I'm just talking about Miz. Other than Bianca and Sasha, who had a better match?
I like Bobby and Drew's match.
I didn't. It was trash.
Oh God! Oh,
it was trash.
How did that match trash?
Because here's the thing: if you look at that match, Drew McIntyre didn't hit his finisher. Bobby didn't hit his finisher.
Exactly.
Bobby took 36,000 times trying to put in the hurt lock. Well, I'm sorry, I don't like to call it the hurt lock. Let's call it what it is. He took 30 times trying to put in the Chris Masters lock.
No, that's not what that's not what it's called. That's not what it's called. It's actually called the full Nelson. That's what it's really called.
Okay, whatever you want to call it. The first time I seen Chris Masters pulled it off, so that's what I'm calling it, the Masters lock. He tried all pay-per-view to try to pull off that move, and then in the end, he was able to do it.
All right, hold on.
That match.
Wait, hold on a second. Ethan Wick says for the Iconics, he says they literally finished each other's sentences. Ethan Wick is saying speak his language. Okay, Jim Cornette. He says the name. I forgot the name. He said not intimidating at all. So I'm sorry, but go ahead, Travis.
But what I'm just saying is nothing about that match was like nothing about it. That's
okay.
I mean, and then you gotta understand night one started out with that match, so it left a bad taste in my mouth from the start.
Okay,
and I'm hoping.
Break down that match for you?
What, say again?
Can I break down that match for you real quick?
Break it down for
Let me
what?
okay. All right. And it's not really a strong breakdown. I'm gonna tell you what made Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre match a really good match. I'm gonna tell you what. There wasn't an overusage of finishes. There wasn't overusage. The only time you really got an excessive use of finishes, like Bobby couldn't hit the spear. Drew McIntyre kept stopping him from hitting the spear. Drew McIntyre couldn't hit the Claymore, which is a good thing. And then also, the only time you've seen an overusage of the finisher was when you've seen two hurt locks and the last hurt lock, and then you've seen
There was like 3 or 4 hurt locks, but okay.
Whatchamacallit,
I know what you're talking about. Go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the trifecta, whatchamacallit, right? A future shock or something like that, right? But I'm gonna tell you why they did it that way was because it was how Brock Lesnar was beat, right? The last 2 WrestleManias, he was beat with an overusage of finishes. You had the same thing with Goldberg. Goldberg was just hitting people with a few spares, and then the jackhammer, and the match is over. And then what happened was, I'm gonna tell you one thing I definitely loved about WrestleMania. There was not an overusage of finishes.
Okay,
and
can I say this? Yeah. I'm gonna get some hate from Anthony Cobb, but I'm gonna say this anyway. Brock Lesnar, 90% of his matches are finishers. Period. Yeah. And I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is we didn't see not one spear, not one Claymore. We could have seen one. Wait. The reason being is because those guys are 2 of the strongest, toughest guys that was on the card, honestly. But on Raw, they are 2 of the toughest guys on Raw. For them not to be able to hit now one of their finishes one time only, it didn't sit right with me. For one time only, I'm not saying the overusage, but that match didn't uphold or maintain. It didn't do what it was supposed to. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Yeah, they keep it under wraps. I was trying to find some information about Finn Balor, but yeah, they keep it under wraps. So
okay, all right. So Ethan Wick says trash. So the Soldier Boy voice. So Ethan Wick, you telling me you didn't like the Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre match? Let me know. I want to hear what you think. I'm gonna read what you think. Let me know, Ethan. See, this is my thing about the match. It was. I'm gonna tell you, like, there was no overusage of finishes, even with Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks match. Once Bianca Belair caught her with that kiss of death, it was over. She tried to set her up for it like 3 times. The 3rd time she got it. It was over. Like, they were not. And the thing about it is what they're trying to do is, and what they're trying to show is, it's Ethan Wick says, I'm just laughing at him calling the match trash. Okay. So,
Ethan, you know you agree. That match.
He don't agree. You don't agree with that, man. Get out of
here. Wait. See, that's my thing. Okay, so I guess that's the difference between me and a lot of people. Like, I don't know how y'all view it, but for me, the build-up you gave Brock Lesnar and the way you've been pushing Drew McIntyre over the last year, you expect more. That's the same thing. That's why I felt like both of those matches, Seth Rollins and Cesaro and Drew McIntyre and Bobby, they were very disappointing to me because all of those guys, like, seriously, are great in-ring performers. Although, Drew McIntyre is not the ideal type wrestler, but he still puts on a decent show where you can sit there and enjoy it and not be like, oh, that was completely bull or that's just that. And for me, it was just like Seth Rollins and match. It just didn't even get to the expectation level. It didn't even exceed it. I get it. I understand, Drew.
Okay, but my question to you is why did you need to see the Claymore?
It's not so much of needing to see the Claymore. It was just the match wasn't where it needed to be. The match didn't, like, honestly, if I'm sitting in the back room after that match and I'm Vince McMahon, I'm chewing both of them out. Period. That match wasn't great at all. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but that was one of the matches that match and Cesaro and Rollins and Bianca and Sasha, those should have been 3 great matches on the first show, And honestly, only people that outdid themselves were Bad Bunny and Miz and Morrison and Bianca and Sasha.
Okay.
Outside of that pay-per-view was mediocre.
Okay, so with Drew and Bobby, right? See, the thing about it is like in ring. One thing about that match, it had great storytelling because we understand, we know that. See, this is the reason why Drew was not able to hit the Claymore, because if Drew hit Bobby with the Claymore, he's finished. So that was
Hey, no.
Yes, I'm telling you, bro.
He could have did. Ho. He could have did what other wrestlers do, get hit with it and roll right out the ring. That I ain't. You ain't gonna sell me on that one.
He could have, but I'm telling you,
Or
when they have a rematch, they're gonna fight, and Drew is gonna catch Bobby with one Claymore, and the match is gonna be over. He's
honestly, if I gotta sit there and watch that again, I don't want to see it.
I don't think it's gonna be like that again, but I feel like what's gonna happen is that Drew and Bobby gonna have another match. I hope it's not soon. I really hope that they kind of like drag it out until like 2, 3, 4 months. Let Bobby hold the belt for a longer period of time, or at least until SummerSlam.
Now, here's a good thing with the breaking news: you could put him up against Samoa Joe for a couple of months to kind of veer away from Drew for a little while.
No, I just read something else. Drew is going to keep their program for quite some time.
Drew and Bobby, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna see about 6 matches and 3 title changes over the time period. Okay.
Nah, I think they're gonna keep it going for a while, but I think they're gonna drag it out for maybe 2, 3, 4 months, probably to SummerSlam, and then Drew's just gonna get the belt back. But it makes sense because again, this is what Drew needs. This is what Drew and Bobby needs.
Okay, so I got a question. Mm-hmm. Why do you think they need this? Because honestly, let's be honest, both of them they say 16 to 17 years, but they ain't counting the years that they walked away from the company. So they set for 16, 17 years. When Bobby first came back, in my opinion, it was horrible, utterly horrible. When he first came back, he cleaned it up. He looking a lot better. Drew's first run in the WWE was basically the laughingstock of WWE. And now he's built himself for a year, up a whole year and a half, would come back with Dolph. It was decent. It was good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't feel like they need to feud for 6 more months.
Okay. All right. So let me say this real quick. All right. So Ethan Wick, I'm gonna read Ethan Wick's comments real quick, and let me just get into it real quick. You're getting knocked out cold by the Claymore, bro. And he also says, this is the man who defeated Brock Lesnar. Exactly. So this is the guy who defeated Brock Lesnar with 3 Claymores or something like that. So the whole storytelling in that match, like I was saying before, it was the same storytelling with Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan. It was like Daniel Bryan caught Kofi Kingston with a running knee the first time in Elimination Chamber. Kofi didn't survive it. He got pinned. He was done. When they fought at Mania, and they held off on that match all the way up until Mania. When they fought at Mania and Daniel caught Kofi with that running knee, Kofi survived out of it. But if Kofi would have got caught with a second running knee, Kofi wouldn't have survived it. But when Kofi caught him with a Trouble in Paradise, Daniel was done. Because remember, when Daniel and Kofi fought, when Kofi caught him with that Trouble in Paradise in that gauntlet match, Daniel was done. So it's the storytelling behind it. So if Drew catches Bobby with that Claymore, he's done. That's why he wasn't able to hit the Claymore. And
I'm not sold on that because we've seen people take a kick like that, a haluva kick, or the super kick with Shawn Michaels. We just seen people take the Claymore. And I understand the Claymore can't knock you out. But those guys jumped out the ring, rolled out the ring, whatever. So all I'm saying is one Claymore, Bobby Lashley rolling out the ring when Drew McIntyre basically is gasping for breath. He don't get right up. He sit there for a minute, then he do his little karate jump up. That would have been a decent little moment because it was needed. Like honestly, I didn't even want to see Bobby win with the master lock. I honestly wanted to see a pin because we all know ain't nobody going to sleep on that. But okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying for me, it's not about if he knock you out. I understand that Claymore can knock you out. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree with you guys. But
Yeah.
a Claymore and he goes out the ring, or a spear and then he do the martial law or something like that would have put a little bit more on that match. That's for me.
Okay,
See,
Jay, you've been real quiet. What do you got to say about this, man?
I mean, I liked it. It was decent, like you said. The only thing, like we talked before the air, only thing I didn't like about it was the finish. And it wasn't more so because of the hurt lock. It was more so how Lashley was in the corner about to go for the Claymore, and MVP yelled at him, and he got distracted. Now, as I told you,
that was horrible.
Yeah, it's like MVP yells throughout the whole match. So. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to tell me you blocked him out the whole match, but now you closed in on winning the title, and you're going for a Claymore, and MVP yelling Bobby kind of distracts you. Like, no music plays. Like, but now if music would have played, or he'd have gone on the apron or try to swipe with him with the cane or something like that, I that makes more sense. I understand that, but him going for the he's in full motion, about to start running, and he just stops in dead motion to look outside, then continues to run. Like that finish was horrible. Like they should have figured a different spot. Now maybe if MVP would have got on the apron, now we know MVP has a cane, so he's not as nimble as he could be. But if he'd have got on the apron or something like that, made that distraction a little bit more believable. Or throw the cane in the ring. But for him to just yell Bobby and Drew gets distracted, that was kind of like horrible for me. But other than that, the overall part of the match, it wasn't bad. I liked it.
You know what? I love this podcast because y'all make me feel like Skip Bayless or somebody. I always got to be the opposing guy.
It's fine. Yeah, it's cool, man. Like we definitely value difference of opinions, man. That's what makes good conversation. Like
Absolutely.
Different perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Different perspectives. So, but
I'm gonna start calling myself Trav Bayless because that's what I'm the guys opposing is like that. Like I said, that match was trash. Like he said, I think you made it clear. Your finishing, the way you finished the match tells a lot about the match. And for like he said, for him to stop in the middle of knocking Bobby out because he hollered Bobby, it just, oh God, that just didn't do nothing for that. It didn't do nothing for that match. It didn't help that match.
I think I'm gonna tell you, my thing about the match was that it wasn't an overuse of finishers. Like
it wasn't. And that was good.
Yeah, and last WrestleMania, you had, I mean, when you go back and you watch Braun versus Goldberg, you watch Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. These matches were horrible. They were the worst. That was one of, and I understood why Drew McIntyre did this match the way he did it, was because it was like his man, even though he won against Brock Lesnar, it was horrible. It sucked because it was just like, bro, you winning. This guy manhandled John Cena. This guy was running through the roster of people. So, and I know it's not Drew's fault. I don't even blame Drew. I know it's Brock Lesnar's fault because Brock Lesnar has been lazy in the ring for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And only time we get a decent match is when we get a triple threat match against him. Match against him and a small guy. But
get ready because your boy coming after you in the group chat listening to this podcast. Coming.
That's why I said.
You know Bobby Lashley's little brother.
Who you talking about?
Anthony gonna come after you for talking about his boy like that.
But Lashley's. But the thing about Lashley's my guy. Like
I'm sorry, Lesnar. I'm sorry, Lesnar. Yeah. No, but I get you though. I agree with you on that. But like I said, that match was good. It was decent. It wasn't. It's always levels to it. It wasn't great. It should have. The way you start out WrestleMania Night 1 was everything, and I think that match was good. But I had a partner of mine told me when I asked him because he watched it before I did. He told me, he said, "Yo, I really don't have no complaints because I was just happy to see the fans." Mm-hmm. And for me, and that's me. Like real talk, the fans is what made me enjoy WrestleMania. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If that was with no fans, hey, bro, y'all would have had a lot worse. We probably would have been talking about Drew and Bobby the whole freaking show, and Cesaro and Rollins. But the fans made it okay for them to get away with certain stuff. Mm-hmm. Because you just happy to hear fans, cheer for them.
Ethan Wick says someone said all they remember is finishes from that match.
That's all. That's it.
But
that's
here's something else too that you guys may not remember. So if you think about it, that was Edge's first actual match in front of fans since he came back.
Yeah, right.
Wait. When he fought Randy?
No, remember when the first time he fought Randy was at Mania, and that's when the pandemic first hit. And then they had their was some SummerSlam match, the greatest, Backlash, the greatest match ever. It was still during the pandemic, so he came back at Mania. I mean, at Royal Rumble when he had fans, but his actual in-ring match was his first match with fans since he came back.
Okay. I didn't know the exact time and dates on that one, but I knew it was close to the pandemic. But I thought it was like a month before the pandemic, a month or two before the pandemic. But okay.
So Edge has now. Well, we'll get to that match. All right, let's talk about
if we have time.
let's talk about the match. I guess I would say for Travis, the match of the no, that's not the match of the night because
it was the match of the night.
Travis was Bad Bunny. That was your match.
No. Bianca and Banks stole the show. That was the match of the night. Bad Bunny just stole the show. Let's keep it real. That match stole the show. Bad Bunny stole the show, but Bianca and Banks was the best match, in my opinion, on night one.
Yeah, I have to agree. If we're talking about show stealing and amazing moments, Bad Bunny definitely got me. Bianca and Banks definitely, in my opinion, I would have to. In my book, this is a 5-star match. This is one of my favorite WrestleMania events. One of my favorites.
Now I'm gonna say this. No. I got to deduct points. I'm sorry, I got to deduct points. 9.5 out of 10. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much that I didn't want Bianca to win. I was happy that she won, but as good as an in-ring performer as Sasha is, and as great as a wrestler she is, and the time and the blood, sweat, and tears she put in her matches, it is truly sad to see her 0-6 at WrestleMania. That's for me. I'm not saying WrestleMania make your career, but let's just be real. Undertaker wouldn't get the play that he got like he did without that the undefeated streak. Yeah. I mean, his play was already great, but that what separated him from a lot of characters and kept him in a lot of big names because of his undefeated streak. I'm not saying Sasha should be 6-0, but she should at least be 2-4 or something like that. Because for her to go 0-6 in WrestleMania, that's horrible.
I know you feel, but I mean that's one side of looking at it. But in reality, the first guy who called himself Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels, has the worst WrestleMania record ever.
And what's his record?
Only of his matches that just made him.
What's his record? Do you know his record off the top of your head?
Is a matter off the top of his head? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up for you. I got you. Hold on a second.
That's why
I got you.
If he got one win, it's better than Sasha's.
Well, Sasha's still young. You know what I'm saying? She has. I'm sure she has about 6-7 more WrestleManias to go. But
and I agree with that. But how much longer are we going to wait to see her win one? Are we going to wait 2 or 3 more WrestleManias?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about timing too. Because right now it's Bianca's time. And outside of that, you got to think about it. I mean, Sasha has put up great matches.
But Sasha had her time, but they gave it to Charlotte Flair. At times, it was Sasha's time, but they gave it to Charlotte. So he got 6-11. That's 5 losses.
That's 17 WrestleManias, though.
No, he wrestled at 17 WrestleManias and lost 11 times.
11 times.
11 times, and he only has 1 championship victory, and that's against Bret Hart.
Okay,
which is
but I don't. Okay, so wait. Let's get this straight. I get where you at. I see it on the side, but I'm just saying it doesn't sit. It doesn't sit the same because I'm sure he didn't start out 0-6.
No. Actually, he started out pretty bad. His first 2 WrestleMania matches were tag team matches, and he lost. And then the third WrestleMania was the Rock as B1.
Okay, so let's call it 6 and 9 because I only want to look at singles. I don't want to look at no tag team because tag team meaning that your partner could have got pinned and you lost as well. So in single competitors, he lost.
That still contributes to the loss. You're a tag team. You guys work together as a unit.
I agree with that.
If he go down, you go down.
But at the end of the day, though, we're talking about singles. All of Sasha WrestleMania moments has been singles.
Yeah.
So for him, he's 6 and 9, which is not bad on a single competitor side. Now, the problem I have is all her matches has been title shots pretty much, or defending title shots, and she haven't won. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that makes it worse. But I'm not mad at it because, like I said, we knew it was Bianca Belair night. It was her time. But I mean, I'm being honest. Outside of that move, Bad Bunny did when she got hit with that hair, boy, I felt that for real. Like seriously.
BM Stratus says Bad Bunny was surprisingly great. Bianca winning was amazing, but night 2 was so much better.
And I agree with you. 100%.
BM Stratus says 0-6 could be Sasha's storyline for next year. Laugh out loud. That's interesting. That could actually be a story. It could be a story.
Real good one.
Because remember, initially her story was she couldn't defend the title. Every time she wanted, when she went to defend it, she lost, and they broke that. So.
Right. Yeah. She couldn't hold the belt for more than a month.
Yeah. Anytime she defended it, even if she defended it on Raw, because she beat Charlotte Flair for the belt on Raw, and defended that Sunday at the pay-per-view, whatever pay-per-view that was, and lost. So.
Yeah.
But like I said, night 1 for me was a 6.5 out of 10. I wasn't happy about it, but it was above average. Mm-hmm. It just didn't exceed expectation for me.
So the Big Show,
WrestleMania
record is 5-12.
Damn.
Okay. Pause.
He's a little less worse than Shawn Michaels. Like
Michaels
was like 6-11. Was 6-11. So Big Show was 5-12.
Big Show name don't even hold the weight caliber that Shawn Michaels did. And let's be honest, right now Sasha Banks in the way she's holding out her end of the bargain, her name is gonna probably end up being bigger than the Big Show's.
See, the thing about it is that you don't need like a bunch of WrestleMania wins. That's my thing.
And that's what I'm saying.
You don't need because the WrestleMania wins only became a big thing because of Undertaker just being it was just to show how much he's a great performer, that when it comes to the grandest stage, like he's going to outperform anybody, which is not true. That is not true because Undertaker's great WrestleMania matches only got good when he fought. I think his first great WrestleMania match was against Triple H. And then after Triple H, then Randy, Triple H, everybody else was trash.
That first match he had with Shawn was epic.
It was lit.
No, it was. But what I'm saying is that his matches at WrestleMania didn't become really good until Triple H. Like they were as far as quality of matches to watch. Huh?
Tomorrow WrestleMania 17.
Yeah. When he fought Triple H for the first time. I'm just talking about matches is becoming good because every match he had before Triple H, those matches against Giant Gonzalez and King Kong, those matches were garbage. Like nobody wanted to watch those.
Can I say this though? It's not so much about the win and loss column. I'm just saying, as good as she is, and as much as she can put into the WWE, she shouldn't be 0-6. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying her win and loss.
So hold on. So all right, Trav, I got one for you. Here's a fun stat for you. And this is going to change your mindset on it. There's only one superstar right now that is undefeated at WrestleMania right now.
Who?
You better give me somebody top level elite. You better not come with nobody lower than elite or I'm going off. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Wait, hold on. Can I guess, Jay? Jay, can I guess?
Guess it, go ahead.
Gilbert.
No.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
King Corbin.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yo, so y'all see that black screen?
Ethan Wick says, I think he wants to have a WrestleMania moment. William Strata says Roman Reigns is undefeated at WrestleMania.
No, I don't think he's undefeated.
And William Strata says curveball.
Hey, wait, let me speak on this Baron Corbin being undefeated at WrestleMania.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. Because the Shield lost at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost at WrestleMania.
See, he going by single competitors, as I said. But anyway, let's get back to what you just said. I just said
it matters. It matters, man.
No, I said elite.
You lost.
I said elite. I'm talking about elite wrestlers that's been there. That doesn't change my mind. Because Sasha Banks is elite. Baron Corbin is not even average. Because he can't even he hardly ever makes WrestleMania. What's his undefeated streak? 2-0?
What is it, Jay?
What?
What's his record at WrestleMania? 2-0? 1-0?
All right, let's see.
I mean 1.5-0. Come on, bro.
I need to know. This is interesting. Baron Corbin is defeated at Mania.
Yep.
Baron Corbin is 2-0.
Well, you got it, Trav. But hey, listen, they could work off that, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, Baron Corbin has been quite impressive as of lately. They got something with Corbin right now. I didn't like Corbin at all, but Corbin won me over.
But here's my thing. How long he been in the WWE?
Corbin?
Yes.
Shoot. Has it been like, 2 years now? 3 years?
No, it's been longer than 2 years, bro. Come on now. You got to go back further than that. You got to think about it. He been wrestling the last 2 years bald-headed. So, come on. It's longer than 2 years.
Corbin's been even NXT for like 2-3 years, maybe 4.
How long has he been on the main event roster? How long has he been on the main event roster? He been on the main event roster for at least 5 or 6, bro.
Okay. That's probably not wrong. I don't feel like that.
So out of 6 years, this man has been to WrestleMania twice. Come on, bro. That man ain't even elite. He ain't even an average star. He's one of those guys that just, like basketball. He the guy you put in when everybody hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, if we talking about elite status, the Undertaker, even though he was considered a performer, like a high performer, there was times that he wasn't even considered the best on a roster in many years. I agree with you there. Era when Undertaker was not considered the best wrestler or even considered the top dog in the business.
I'm not even tripping on that, but what I'm saying is this right here. Mm-hmm. I can't take that because Sasha been on the main event roster for 6 years, maybe 7.
Yeah,
and she's been to WrestleMania 6 times, maybe. Well, of course, 6, but she don't have not a single win. Which why does Baron Corbin have 2 wins and she doesn't? I don't know. But I mean, like I said, for me, this match was still good. It was great. I just can't give it a 10 because of the fact that if Banks had already won a match before the match, she came into the match, I would be good, but she don't. Her and Asuka is no reason why those two should not have a win at WrestleMania. And when we get to the Asuka match, I'm really pissed off at WWE about that because you get no.
Hold on a second, Jay. All right, Bill Stratton says he was taking a guess when he mentioned Roman Reigns. Ethan Wiggs says like 20-14.
Yeah, he was talking about what's it call it?
Ethan Wiggs says I don't know, and then William Strata says Corbin is a villain jobber. No, he is. I think, but I like, and also Ant. He says there's no reason why HBK and Triple H share a record like that.
So Baron Corbin has been in the WWE for almost 10 years. He was in NXT from 2012 to 2016, and on the main roster from 2016 to now.
All right. Ethan Wick says, they
10
did nothing
years,
with
two.
winning the King of the Ring. What? Wait, what happened?
10 years. Yo,
Wait, Corbin been
10 years.
Huh?
10 years. He been in the WWE for 10 years. 2 appearances.
Oh wow. Okay.
Remember, he was on the main roster for 6. So
yeah, that's fine. I mean, dag, man. Like, everybody doesn't blossom as quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Triple H, like, he didn't get a WWE title shot. I mean, not title shot, but he didn't really get considered into the WWE title picture until, like, he's been there since what, 90, like 1990, and then didn't get wasn't considered for the heavyweight title picture until like 98, 99 or something like 99. Because 99 is when he won his first heavyweight title. So that was like 9 years.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it also too. Corbin, I mean, like there was a lot of talent always left off Mania. Like for this year, Bayley was left off. Like, so I mean, everybody's not always gonna make Mania. You know what I mean? So and Corbin doesn't have that look. He doesn't have that appeal. He honestly, Vince kind of threw him in there to fight Angle. Other than that, he would be 1-0. But. Yeah. But outside of that, like, they don't really have nothing for Corbin to do unless they, start pushing him and building him better to make believable matches. So,
Anthony Cobb said they did nothing with him after he won the Andre the Giant Memorial. Ethan Wick says he wasn't blessed enough to bust up Daddy's daughter, the Daddy's daughter. Listen, come on, man. Don't give Triple H. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Listen. Triple H was able to spank those cakes, and that was it. Triple H was the guy who spanked them cakes. Give him his props, all right? But besides the fact of him, clapping up Stephanie's cheeks every now and then, he's a good wrestler. I don't care what you say. And before he even got with Stephanie, he had a dope angle with the game running. He was a great villain. He was a top villain before he even got with Stephanie. He had a dope run with DX. He had a good run with Shawn. And then he had an even better run when he ran DX by himself. So come on, y'all. Come on. Don't come on. Don't hurt. Come on. Triple H. Does Finn even have a Mania match?
Yeah,
he does. He beat Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship, I believe, like 2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So Finn actually has. What's Finn's WrestleMania record? If you don't mind.
Want to know.
What it Finn might be undefeated. Oh shoot! All right, but what do you guys think about that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair match? I want to know what you guys think. I thought this match was a classic. It's definitely going down as one of my favorite heavyweight title bouts. I thought it was way better than that triple threat match against Ronda Rousey and whatchamacallit, Becky Lynch. And I felt like it should have been Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. I did not want to see Charlotte Flair stuffed into that daggone triple threat. You know what's so funny? Speaking of which, let's talk about the Daniel Bryan and whatchamacallit. Speaking of which, I thought even with Daniel Bryan being put into this main event, it was gonna, it was gonna take away from the quality of the match. But surprisingly enough, it was actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like it was good. It was really good. And you got these two like excellent wrestlers. You got two excellent wrestlers in Edge and Bryan. In a ring. So the match had to be good. I would say. But Anthony Cobb says Triple H is a top 3 villain. I think Triple H is number 1 in my opinion. He's number 1. There's no greater villain in WWE than Triple H. I think ever, like, Anthony Cobb says, oh, he has 2 matches. He was in a triple threat match with Seth and somebody else, right, in the Miz.
In the Miz, right, and then he had that he had the match with Bobby Lashley. Yeah, I was trying to look at that. Yep, that's correct.
Anthony Cobb says that match was a classic, definitely the best women's match in the last 20 years.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I definitely wouldn't say. I wouldn't say that. I would say
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, man, until you put the 20 years on it.
Yeah, I say it was an addition to all the great women wrestling matches we had, because we had some great women wrestling matches. You know what? Not for nothing, I even said this. One of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches was Bayley versus Sasha Banks. One of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches. That was a dope match. That was a great match. I loved that match. You know what I'm saying? Not just because of the outcome, because Sasha won, but just because Bayley and Sasha really put together a great match.
Can I say something? Wait a minute. Top villain, not Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H.
I gotta give it to Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
Oh, you're done. What?
Randy Orton.
Tell me how Randy Orton is better than Triple H, please.
Oh.
I'm telling you, Trav.
We're talking about villains. Another day, another story.
No. We ain't gonna play this game, Trav. I'm gonna tell you right. You know what? We'll have that discussion another day. But yeah, let's move on because we got to stay on topic.
Wait, but before we get to that, Anthony. So out of all the women's matches you've seen, being an NXT guy, you trying to tell me that the match with Sasha and Bayley had at TakeOver, not even at the Hell in a Cell, at TakeOver, that wasn't Anthony? Come on. I mean, now granted, Sasha has been in some of the best women's matches in the last 20 years. We can say that. But this match was good, but I don't know over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know, and last 20 years, and all right, so and you said last 20 years, then you just like skipped over NXT, like you said the last 20 years, because that means you were saying that like Sable and who Sable and all those other women, like were having great matches, but I definitely won't put them up there. Anthony Cobb says, Trav bugging, I want to be part of that discussion. Yeah, all right. So
yeah.
Tomorrow, about the top villain. Who's the top villain? We could do that because
honestly we gotta do both because we really didn't get to night 2.
We going on night 2 right now. We on night 2, but I don't want to deviate off the topic because if we go, because it's going, that's a whole nother that Triple H.
So let me ask you that: how much longer we gonna be live?
How much time we got? How much time we got? Well, yeah. I mean,
is it enough to cover night 2?
Yeah, I mean, we gonna be live tomorrow, so I mean, we can say
let's touch on that tomorrow, and let's because I want to have this discussion about Randy Orton now. I like Triple H.
That's what I said. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow because we got to cover.
I like Triple H, but my phone about to die, so I ain't gonna be able to finish it out with night 2, y'all.
Oh man! All right. JPD Wayne says, "What's going on, bros? I know I'm late. JPD, thank you for joining us. Who else?
You ain't listening, bro.
TakeOver couldn't compare to that." And he says, anything with Sable was great. Oh, come on.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah, come on, Ed.
What he's saying is Sasha and Bayley at TakeOver Brooklyn don't compare to that match.
Ed said he would be put. All right, so Ed, you gonna go live with us tomorrow. So it's gonna be us 4 tomorrow. We're gonna cover. We're gonna have that discussion. We're gonna talk about.
I can't wait.
That's going to be the topic of our live tomorrow. Who's the top villain, and
we got. But man, like I said, I ain't gonna be able to finish because my phone low. But I really don't have too much on night 2. I'm gonna give y'all my intake on night 2, and y'all can. I'm sure y'all gonna have a discussion about it in the group. I didn't see too much about night 2 that I didn't like. I'm gonna be honest. Roman Reigns match was good. Everybody match was pretty good. The only thing I was upset was I don't like when they come straight up from NXT to the main event roster and win a title with Asuka going 0-3. Asuka been killing it since she got the title. I wasn't happy about that. I would love to see the man come back versus Rhea Ripley, though. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Whether it's SummerSlam or something like that. But other than that, y'all, I don't really have too much to say on night 2.
Right.
I really don't.
Because before you leave, nah, man, I don't want you to like. Before you leave, man, we gotta talk about this real quick, and we gotta talk about this because you can't leave. The Sheamus match, man. Sheamus winning his daggone title. That's your boy right there. Sheamus is your boy. We already had this discussion. Your boy. I don't know how he won, why he won.
Oh boy.
No,
You was a fan of Sheamus like a few months ago.
You got the wrong person.
That's Sean.
That's Sean like Sheamus.
It was you and it was Sean. I remember, man. And y'all were talking about Sheamus. He was like, yeah, Sheamus. He had a great match with what's that guy? Drew McIntyre and
Sheamus. Okay. Since you want to put it on about Sheamus. Sheamus did have a great match with who you just say
Riddle.
Who?
With Matt Riddle.
No, that was decent. He get a pass.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Sheamus like that. I'm just saying Sheamus is a great performer. No take on that. But like I told you guys, I would love to see Riddle keep the title. I hope they keep that feud going for a little bit longer because I think Riddle has put a different flavor on that title. The United States title, that United States Championship has been kind of quiet and dead for a little while, and Riddle kind of put something on it. But I'm not a Sheamus fan. We saw the writing on the wall over the last couple of weeks with him and Riddle that he was gonna win that title. I don't know if it's because they don't like Riddle or what it is, but Riddle is decent. But I'm not no Sheamus fan. Don't ever put that on me. I like Sheamus, but I'm not a Sheamus fan.
All right,
so make that loud and clear. Son, come on and join the live tomorrow.
Yeah,
and defend your boy. Defend your boy,
because your boy Sheamus won. I want you to come on, Sean. Sean usually on, but Sean, where you at, man? We need you to come on this live, man. Anthony Kyle says, Mac, I'm an NXT guy, and last night that made all the NXT alumni proud. I shed tears when Cruz won, and shed tears when Cesaro won, and I screamed in my hallway when Bianca won. Yo, I went crazy when Bobby won. I was happy when Bobby won. Yeah, I was happy when Bianca won. Who else I went crazy for? I went crazy for Bobby and Bianca. Bobby and Bianca,
fellas,
crazy for.
I got to roll, man. I'll catch up with y'all next time. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
All right, John.
All right.
Thank you for joining us, man. All right. Anthony Cobb said, nah, that was Sean King. All right, so it was Sean. That was the finish. Sheamus. Anthony Cobb says, I think RVD is going to be Riddle's manager. I hope so. JPD Wayne says, I was upset with the triple threat match with the Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge. So JPD Wayne, did you not like the match, or did you not like how they just stuffed Daniel Bryan into the match? And did you think that it should have been a one-on-one? Because I wanted to be a one-on-one. I wanted to see Edge. I wanted to see Edge and Roman go head-to-head. But I still want to see that Edge versus Roman match, truth be told. Sheamus can work a match with anybody. Sheamus can definitely job, but Sheamus is not like this performer who puts on these awesome performances, because let's be honest, right? That Matt Riddle finish was pretty much a daggone ripoff of Adam Cole and freaking Ricochet. And we've seen it before, so it's like, come on, we've seen it twice before. That's like the third time we've seen it. Uso. So you didn't like Uso in the match? You didn't like Jey Uso in the match? Anthony Kyle says, I think Samoa Joe should have got involved and joined the table. I don't know. I'm either way. I feel like if Samoa Joe would have joined, I would have been hella hyped. I would have been hyped. So I think, I agree. And like if Samoa Joe would have joined, I would have been more ecstatic about the win, about the victory, and about the night, versus Roman Reigns stacking Daniel Bryan and Edge on top of each other like Legos and winning. Anthony Cobb says, because I know he's not going to be the commentator anymore. Yeah, I would have been happy about that though. But this Matt Riddle and Sheamus match, I hated it. I hate it. I hate the fact that it was a good match, but I just hated the fact that Matt Riddle lost. I couldn't stand it. Why does Sheamus need to have the United States title? Why? Why is he even getting belts anymore? Why? But I guess this is just to build. What'd you say, Jay?
It could be based on loyalty.
Yeah, loyalty of what?
To the company. You know, he hard worker. He comes in, does what he got to do. Don't complain about nothing. So sometimes you're rewarded for things like that. So it could be, you know, a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
True. I agree. That definitely could be the case. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that definitely does need to be rewarded. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. What is
he was having cinematic bar fights with Jeff Hardy. So I mean,
right? Oh God, the Crow, Jim. What you call the Crow? Anthony Cobb said he lost for a reason. And please tell me why did he lose, man?
I'm gonna talk.
He is going to be his manager and bring that part out of him. What'd you say, Jay?
I said I had why he lost. I mean, I was gonna save it for tomorrow, but we talk about it now.
Yeah. JPD Wayne saying, do y'all think the Fiend is going to turn on Alexa Bliss? Do we think he's going to turn on? I think he is. I don't know. You know, I think Alexa Bliss is going to turn on the Fiend. I think she's already turned on the Fiend. I think she's going to join with Randy, but I don't know. Do you think Randy's going to turn to a Fiend?
No. Well, you know, anyone that the Fiend does come across, he does change him. So
yeah, he does. You said you wanted to talk about something. What did you say?
Oh no, I said I have the reason why Riddle lost. I mean, I said we could talk about it now, or we can wait till tomorrow.
Let's talk about it. Why?
All right, let me pull up the article.
I need to know. JPD Wayne says no. He says no, he don't think so. Anthony Cobb says, I think she's going to turn on the Fiend and join Aleister Black. You know, maybe that whole Black thing has something to do. Maybe it does. If that is, I don't know. And don't be, you know, building my expectations to be so high. Okay, and you know, I hope so. I hope Aleister Black is involved after Mania, but that'll be crazy because you know if they bring back Aleister Black and whomever. But go ahead, Jay. My bad.
All right. So why WWE took U.S. title off Matt Riddle at WrestleMania? WWE's second night at WrestleMania included a few title switches, including Matt Riddle losing the U.S. title to Sheamus. That switch seems to put things where they should be in the first place. During the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer revealed that Matt Riddle was never supposed to win a United States title. Him losing that belt at WrestleMania simply puts things back in where they're supposed to be. Riddle was never supposed to be the champion. They had to do it because Keith Lee, for whatever reason, was pulled. They had to get the belt off Bobby Lashley because they were going to give the title. They were going to give the WWE title to him, and that was one of the situations. They could have given it to Morrison. They couldn't give it to Morrison because he was in a Bad Bunny angle. Riddle got the belt because there was no other choice, so he rectifies it. It was noted that Riddle become something like R-Truth backstage. We'll have to see if he gets a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash next month. So that is why he lost it, because he was never supposed to have it, bro.
Wow, interesting. Okay. I mean, but that's for them backstage. But for the fans, we seen him win the title. That's all that matters to us. Like you gave him the title, go with the flow. Like, and I liked it, man. Riddle's my guy, man. I didn't want to see him lose the belt at all. I want to see him get the belt back. I love Riddle. Man, but it is what it is, man. You gotta take it as it is. Anthony Cobb says, I think Lashley should have never lost to Riddle and went on to win the title as a U.S. champion. It would have put more to the Almighty storyline. I agree with you, Ant, 100%. I felt like he should have never lost. I felt like that would have definitely put more oomph into him being Almighty. And then definitely if they're trying to build towards him fighting Brock Lesnar, it would have made him look even more credible besides the MMA background and, you know, what he's accomplished there. But that definitely would have contributed a lot more. What else? let's get into let's get into this Hogan thing, and we'll talk about the Broken Skull podcast, and then we'll log off and we'll revisit some of these other. We'll continue everything else tomorrow because we still got Raw to watch because Raw is about to come on in about 6 minutes.
Right.
The whole damn show, bro. The whole damn bro show. My bad. That'll be dope. That's a dope name. Wayne says, did y'all hear anything about Becky coming back and Ronda coming back? And then they said Becky was going to AEW. I don't think Becky's going to AEW. Hell no. Becky's not going to AEW. She's not going there. That's a bad rumor. She's definitely not going. Why? Why would she go to AEW? She's going to get paid more in WWE. And then not only that, she has a better career in WWE. She goes to AEW, she got to start all over again. And then she's already the top female competitor right now. And her place right now for being top female competitor is in jeopardy because she got Rhea Ripley and she got Bianca Belair. You know what I'm saying? So, and she got Sasha Banks. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Vince loves his horsewomen. So,
yeah. So, what did you say again?
I said, Vince loves his four horsewomen: Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky.
Which is interesting, right? Because right now, Becky doesn't have a title, Bayley doesn't have a title, Sasha doesn't have a title, Charlotte doesn't have a title.
The first time in history. The first time in history.
First time in history, right? But they all, but right, and Charlotte has taken some time off. But Charlotte's supposed to be coming back soon, so they might form a faction. That'd be crazy if they do come back as a four horsewoman. Wayne says true. Cobb says Becky's not going to AEW. There's no comp for her there. That women's division is horrible in AEW. Wayne says true. Wayne says facts. Also, Cobb, Anthony says. Those are Triple H four horsewomen. I hope they really. He says, don't give Vince that credit. Don't.
Well, you're right. Yeah, Anthony, you're right. Those are Triple H's babies and the Triple H's group, but Vince favors them. Vince relies on them. Like if all else fails, go to one of them four. So those are Vince's like scapegoats. Let's just say.
So let's talk about the Hogan situation. So Hogan says we know Hogan has showed up at WrestleMania to host with Titus O'Neil, and some of my African American brothers and sisters are not too pleased with Hogan being at WrestleMania. Some of them may call it racist mania. They deem I'm joking. You guys know I'm still a Hogan fan. I'm a big Hogan fan. I forgave Hogan. Hogan's apologized. But this is the thing. So Hogan shows up at WrestleMania. When we were watching live, they actually blocked out the boos that Hogan received because Hogan got booed at one point in the event. But what I wanted to really kind of discuss is the fact that Hogan is getting so much heat for what he said that was publicized, and he tried to make amends and apologize, and he went on talk shows and stuff and talked about it. But then I look at people like Flair, like Hogan said something racist out of his issues with the guy that his daughter was with and them dating, and he was mad at whatever the situation was. And we don't know the whole totality of the situation, but whatever it was, it really pissed Hogan off to really go on that rant. But that was something that he said to somebody in confidentiality, but it's not something he said to somebody's face. He's never been known to do anything racist. If anything, he's put people like Booker T, Harlem Heat over. He's helped, he's helped other African American performers backstage and advocated for them, and had a lot of people of other ethnicities as friends. And we know this about Hogan. Like, we've seen this in front. So we know whatever it was that ticked them off, it ticked them off. And I'm not agreeing with what Hogan said. I'm not justifying what Hogan did. Only thing I'm saying is that we're all human. We all make mistakes. What I am saying is that the same heat that Hogan is getting, Flair should get. And Flair did not get, because Hogan said something racist, but Flair did something racist. Anthony Cobb says, I'm going to show you guys a clip real quick. Anthony Cobb says, I thought Hogan was going to get a pop last night. I thought he was going to get a pop too. Anthony says it was about his daughter dating outside her race. It was more than that. Because Hogan spoke about it. I seen like the interview. If you guys go online, look at the different interviews. Hogan actually talked about it was more than that. Hogan said, no, it wasn't the fact that he was dating somebody outside the race. He said he knows the guy. He said him and the guy actually friends. Him and the guy actually cool. He said it wasn't the fact that she dated somebody outside his race. He said it was more so with something that happened, something else that happened. And then that's when he kind of was just went in about it. So here's the interview. I'm going to share with you guys real quick. Let's see. So I'm gonna post this up here and let you guys view it for yourselves. So this is my thing with so you know, you got people like, you know, Hogan who's said something, but all right, let me see. Here we go. So this is the video. Hopefully you guys can see it. All right, this is it right here. I'm going to play it for you guys so you guys can see. All right, here we go.
Bransky in Westport, Connecticut, in kayfabe commentaries, you shoot with Tony Atlas. We heard of some of the racism he dealt with in the business, coming up in the business in the in the southern-based NWA. What challenges, if any, did you face as a black man trying to make it in a dominantly white man's profession?
Yeah, I had my problems there. I really had most of my problems, not a whole lot, but with Ole, you know, he was a bad man. Even if he knew your name, he would call you a nigga. He just didn't care. I remember one time I was refereeing one of his matches, and he was in the corner. I patted him on the back. I was asking him to bag out, and he turned around and told me, "Nigga, don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me."
In the ring?
In the ring. He told me that. One time, I had trouble with superstar Bill Dundee. Elberton, Georgia. I never forget. It was a high school gym, and something happened during the match, but I was refereeing, and he yelled right out in front of everybody, "Can't you see what they're doing, nigga?" Just like that, man. And I mean, it was just unbelievable. I just kept right on going. Ric Flair walked up to me one time and asked me, he said, "Nigga, you like working here?" And I didn't know what the deal was. And he said this was Knoxville, Tennessee. He said there were some girls at the back door, and they were trying to get in, and they told him that I said that they could come in. I don't know who these girls are. I'm going to tell somebody to get in. I don't know who these girls are. But I mean, I think it was just a way to pick at me. And I remember Kevin Sullivan and Eddie Gilbert telling me, you know, that when they went to him to present the manager deal, you know, me being a manager, that he hated it. He didn't want he hated it. He didn't want no part of it. So Jim Hurd told me one time right to my face, had to go in his office. Me and Undertaker was in there. Undertaker was having trouble with Ole. Ole said he would never draw a dime. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't be that. So Taker left, and that's when he came to Vince. But that day, me and him was in that office. Jim Hurd told me to my face. He said, "Teddy," he said, "I can just be honest with you. Ric Flair doesn't like you." So why, I don't know. But
did it change over time?
Maybe. You know, I mean, just for somebody to come up to me and say stuff to me like he did, and to stop me from feeding my family, you know what I mean? I ain't bothering nobody. I'm just doing my job, trying to do what I'm supposed to do. Gary Hart, since I'm thinking about this, Gary Hart was another man came and told me. He went to Flair, and he told Flair to leave me alone. You know, why you fucking with him? He's just doing his job. So, I don't think it ever changed. I mean, me and him have talked since then. You know, we speak. If he speak to me, I speak to him. You don't say that to me, I don't say that to him.
I always thought that Gary Hart had the soul of a black man.
Well, he was a nice guy. He wasn't bad. He made me a blade one time. What I mean about that is after I had that incident, you know, where he went to Flair, he made me something, had a little razor blade in it. I may still have that, but he gave that to me, and he told me, he said, "These motherfuckers keep fucking with you, you cut their goddamn throat." He told me, he made it for me and gave it to me.
Daniel from Finland, are the rumors about Melina fucking around true?
All right. So a lot of vulgarity in there. But yeah, so that's my thing. That's my thing. That's my thing on Flair. That's my thing on Flair. Let me just hit the comment section real quick before I even start to go and just saying what I'm about to say, what I'm going to say. Anthony Cobb says, okay. He said, "Man, I'm tired of people bashing him for saying what he said about nobody. What he said, but nobody ever brings up Booker T famous interview when he says, I quote, Hogan, I'm coming for you." Right, right. We know about that. Yeah. He says, "I'm coming for you, N-word." He said, "I'm coming for you, N-word, laugh out loud." Riddle said, Riddle just stepped to Lashley backstage. Okay, dang. All right.
Yeah, I was kind of watching that.
Yeah, I gotta turn it on. All right, so we gotta log out because Raw is on, and I think he's gonna cover something else. But we'll do the Broken Skull tomorrow. Anthony Cobb said, "Now that's funny as hell, though. I'm not going to lie. I started laughing when he said, you like working here?" You're Ed, man. You wild, man. You a wild boy here. Ethan Wing says, "As soon as I heard this interview, I stopped being a Flair fan." Yo, listen, that's what I'm saying, man. So that's what I'm saying about Hogan, man. Like the whole Hogan situation is like people booing Hogan, and I'm like, yo, listen, Hogan had a level of respect for people. You know what I'm saying? Like he had at least enough class. If he whatever hard feelings he had, he said it. You know, it was his feelings to himself. You know what I'm saying? But there was a whole situation that happened between him and his daughter and some other dude. You know what I'm saying? But Hogan is not a racist. He's not a known racist. And there's a difference between being a racist and racism. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a racist deals with a person just, you know, acting out in racism, like stopping another African American person from accomplishing, doing something, you know, threatening them, trying to prevent them from growing or moving forward. Like racism is just actively trying to prevent a black person from achieving something or preventing them from doing something. That's racism. That's being racist. You know what I'm saying? A person going on a racist rant, still unacceptable, still not called for, still something nobody should ever do. It's not accepted at all. Anthony Cobb goes, "Woo!" You crazy, Ed. Anthony says, "Lashley versus Riddle. Now y'all kidding? Wait, y'all kicking off the show, and Asuka and Ripley later on tonight." All right, yeah. So we gotta bounce. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Just need to let that be known because the heat that Hogan is getting for what Hogan has actually did for African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta give Hogan the benefit of the doubt. Now again, if Hogan does it again, that's something different. Then it's like, all right, Hogan, you're done. You can't come to the cookout no more. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, Hogan has definitely been more of a supporter. You know what I'm saying? He's been more of an advocate. He's actually helped African Americans. You know, he's put them over. You know what I'm saying? So you got Flair. Again, you heard from Teddy Long himself, who's been in the business for years. You know, he said it himself. And again, Teddy Long and Flair worked in WWE at the same time. Like they were there in current like last few years. They were there. So and Teddy, and this is an interview that was given like how long ago was this interview? Shoot, let me see. This interview was conducted about, I'm trying to see when it was uploaded. Shoot. This is a few years ago, but long story short, they were actually in WWE at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? In the early, I mean, in the late, you know, 2000s and in early 2000s. So they were there together. So, I mean, you know, so, and again, if Teddy Long's saying that he don't like him, that Flair doesn't like him and they don't get along, then that's what it is. So again, Flair probably got some, even Flair showed up in the Migos videos. Yeah, whatever, you know, it's whatever, you know, it's whatever. But again, my point is that y'all need to chill on Hogan, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give him benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he said something in private that people put out in front is something that Hogan probably would have never said to anybody's face. You know what I'm saying? It's another African American face, because Hogan's not like that. It was something that happened between him and his dude and some other dude. And I think, and the fact of the matter is, I heard the dude wasn't really that much. He thinks the guy's a good dude or whatever. But there was some issues that was happening. We don't know all that transpired, because I say it like this.
But at the same time, we don't know about Hogan either, because we don't know him personally. We only know what he portrays. You know, he can probably have these sayings or racist rants all the time. This one time it was recorded. So you know what I mean? Right. We technically really don't know what kind of guy Hogan is.
Right. Exactly. True. That's true. Exactly. We don't even know what kind of guy Hogan is. We don't know if Hogan, every now and then goes on a racist rant like, these niggers, whatever. But my fact of the matter is that my point is that we know from what we see, Hogan has not been that person. You know what I'm saying? There's not been people that came out and said this about Hogan, saying that Hogan was this kind of guy. If anything, more black people than anything came out and said Hogan is probably one of the most African American people they've known. You know what I'm saying? And he's white. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but yeah. Andy Cox says, good show, fellas. Can't wait for tomorrow show. See y'all in the chat. Absolutely. And thank you for joining us. Hogan and Flair came together. We can come together. Andy says, Hogan and Flair invited me to the cookout. If you got heart to say that you a black man's if you got heart to say that to a black man's face, that tells me a lot about you. Exactly. Like if Flair said that to a black, that's my point. If you said that to another black man's face, you know what I'm saying? And then you just got this thing against him. And then the people, and again, Ole Anderson was part of the Four Horsemen, and he was with Arn. So I'm surprised I ain't hear nothing about Arn. And then my other point is that Tully Blanchard was part of the Four Horsemen. So you got Flair, who's been caught saying that, Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard are all together, right? So then when Tessa Blanchard had all these rumors coming out about her being racist, and her father is Tully Blanchard, who used to be part of Four Horsemen, and part of Four Horsemen was Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, Ric Flair. Come on, son. Like, come on. So it is what it is. But anyway, we thank you guys for joining us. We thank all you guys for joining us. Anthony Cobbs, Ethan Wick, William Strata, Trav, anybody I'm missing, Wayne, or everybody who logged in, checked us out for a little bit. We thank you guys for joining us. If you're catching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell whenever you see the live to get the reminder. Because as soon as you hit the reminder when we go live, it's going to pop up. If you guys have subscribed to us on YouTube, please subscribe to us on YouTube. If you guys have not, like our page, like our group page. We'll be posting more content on the pages as well in the coming weeks. So we thank you guys for joining us. We are going to now go watch some Raw, and we will meet you guys here tomorrow, where we will have the conversation of who's the top heel, and we'll discuss the Broken Skull podcast, because we didn't get into that yet. And we will see you guys later. I'm your host, Saheem the Dream.
With your boy, the American Nightmare, Jay McMahon.
Yes, and we will see you guys later. Peace.